Basketball, a game of giants. When he had to, he knew all the tricks.
Nobody can pass that ball through the heart of the line. 6. You want to put on the show here.
We are back in full effect. Hank, so let me run it down to you real quick off the top. We got Luka to resign. We got LeBron to resign. He went out. He cut ties with Dorian Finney-Smith, but he brought in DeAndre Ayton, Marcus Smart, Jake LaRavia, Dalton Connector still in uniform. Has Rob Pelinka done his due diligence in the offseason, in your opinion?
So far I think he's done a pretty good job considering. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, making sure. Yeah, I think he's done a pretty good job, and we know it seems like he's got more plans for the future to build, and obviously this in the offseason not over with. There's still a few moves that he probably can still make to deepen the roster. Reports that I've seen, broadcast out there that can still make the Lakers even deeper.
You a fan of Rob Pelinka, aren't you, Hank?
I don't know about that. I'm a Magic fan, so I guess I can't be a Rob Pelinka fan. But
I got you.
But I mean the moves he making. I mean he won with Luka. Obviously, that's a great deal as long as Luka don't break his leg or something and then his career be over. But he won that. Younger talent, Hall of Famer more than likely, and has a chance to bring another championship or so to the Lakers brass. But DeAndre, it all depends on how he turns out. I don't know. Do you think this might be his last leg in the league?
I mean, I don't know about his last leg in the league, but I will say that if he does not commit to excellence in this Lakers opportunity, I think the respect that is on DeAndre Ayton's name will be gone in the NBA community. This will be very important that he definitely just shows commitment even in the bad times. I don't want to see that lack of engagement that I saw in Portland, to be real with you. So that's my biggest thing with DeAndre Ayton. I actually wanted DeAndre Ayton to come to LA when he left Phoenix. I would have liked to see that. I just I didn't like what I saw in Portland. I didn't expect him to be a game changer for that organization. I just didn't like the way he displayed certain energy when Portland wasn't doing good, which was pretty much the entire season. So hopefully being around LeBron and Luka and some winners, winning environment, we'll see the best of DeAndre Ayton because we're going to need him to win.
Absolutely. And remember, he's in the same draft class as Luka too. They seem like they're pretty chummy. And I believe Luka kind of pushed for him to be on the Lakers too. So with that being in mind, and it seems like he likes to have people in his corner. That seemed like that was part of the problem in Phoenix with the coach with Monty Williams, and I heard maybe CP3 and him was getting into it a little bit, of other players as well. Having people in his corner might push him to, playing at a higher level, which he has the ability to do, obviously, because he helped them get to the finals, the Phoenix Suns.
This is the Lakers Land podcast. We are live. 7 Mitchell. We got a special guest from Sports Game Vision. We got our brother Hank in the building. Hank, what's that word though, bro? Welcome back.
Welcome back. Hey man, yep, nothing much, man. Talking that sports, our main thing, basketball, and we love that wrestling over here. So other sports as well. We talking, Sports Game Vision, football, baseball, that stuff, MMA. Big news today. We seen that news. So hey,
big partnership with Paramount Plus and man, that's huge. They took a pick of WWE's book, so
same company.
Yep.
TKO.
So let's get into the meat and potatoes of today's discussion. You brought up Luka Dončić. and he recently just signed a 3-year, I believe, extension for what, $165 million with the Lakers.
Something like that.
And word is he's already making calls. We talked about him recruiting players and having a say in the moves of the organization. But is this still LeBron James' team, Hank? Right now, today, who does the Lakers actually belong to?
Right now, that lever is swung on over to Luka's side. It was more on LeBron's side at first, and it swung heavily towards Luka. Like it was that pendulum was evening out. Now it's on Luka's side. As we see in the moves that happen this off season, they all cater towards Luka and not Bron. And honestly, you the biggest Bron fan ever. I'm a Bron fan too. This man right here is definitely the biggest Bron fan ever. But honestly, even with that said, they're making the right move to put the okay. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, but they're making the right move to put the maybe. He's younger.
I agree with everything you said, except for the first part. You know what I'm saying? Like, this team is definitely going in the direction of Luka's leadership, rightfully so. And I am impressed with the way things have happened so far in this offseason. But for you to sit there, Hank, with a straight face, and I'm glad you put your camera back on, because he's going to sit there with that straight face and tell me and tell Lakers land, the American public, that this is now Luka's team. To me, it's just laughable, bro. This is still James' team, bro.
It's Luka's team, and they obviously he got much respect for Bron. He said he wants Bron to be with him and retire as a Laker with him playing together, but you see all the moves this all season with Luka's extension, Bron opting in. He never really opts in, right? I think this may have been the first time he opted in for his money. He didn't get a restructured deal.
Yep.
And then of course the Lakers are basically saying that they're going to save money for what, 2027 was for the free agency pool.
Yep, I can pull that up. Matter of fact, when you look at the availability,
they're doing everything they can to set up for the future, and it's going to be with Luka. What's going on, BA?
The 2027 off-season roster projections. You'll only have Luka and Vando under contract. Well, Bronny will be a reserve. Dalton Connect technically would be a reserve, but Austin Reeves, DeAndre Ayton, the meat and potatoes of the ball club will be gone.
Right. That's just a rebuild for Luka. And also they're saying this extension that he has sets him up for more money for the next contract. He's going to get more of that supermax kind of money that he's missed out on with Dallas making that trade and giving away his bird rights and all that stuff. So, yeah.
What was your first thought when you heard of the reports of Luka recruiting guys like DeAndre Ayton? Did you feel like this is a new era? Did you feel like there was immediate change of leadership, or do you feel like this was just a good move in the right direction?
It's a move in the right direction because you have to think about the future. And we shout out to Lakers Land. We in the building. I've heard you talk about it too, that we knew that Anthony Davis probably wasn't the answer after a while. As much as we love Anthony Davis, helped bring a championship, great player that he is, he wasn't going to be the one that was going to lead the future. And getting Luka here definitely should, staying healthy. He's got at least 10 years on him, at least, to come and bring a couple championships or more to the Lakers.
Luka is recruiting, and that's a beautiful thing. But LeBron brought the title in 2020. He handpicked the coach right now. He has the entire locker room, including Luka, attention. That's why I say though, this is still LeBron James' team. Everything is falling in line. The dominoes, the chips are falling in line for Luka, rightfully so. But Luka hasn't won anything, nor is he bringing any hardware or anything like that to the table. So I just don't want to lose sight of the moment that we are in now. I think people that feel like this is Luka's team got to be projecting. For you to say this is Luka's team now and not LeBron's, I don't think this team is going to be successful. BA said Luka is the new king. LeBron needs to join the Medicare club and sit down. You know, President Trump is about to probably end Medicare, so I don't know how we gonna get coverage for LeBron if that's the case.
Hey, Bron got that money. He about to. Hey, you see all the moves he making on the side? It seems like he upset. He about to start that whole nother league on the NBA next year with the EuroLeague.
Does LeBron have a right to be upset?
I mean, honestly, I don't feel like he should be. They gave him his money. They paid him. They paid him well. They drafted Bronny. They really didn't have to draft Bronny. And when it comes to trade talks and all that stuff, you never really hear Bron. They didn't have control over that. I think Jeannie had the control to really trade him a couple times.
To trade who?
Bron.
No, LeBron has no trade clause.
I could have swore she had his rights at some point to where he was like, no, the trade clause wasn't there.
No, LeBron always had a no trade clause.
Always had one. Okay, well, either way, I mean, they could always move off of him. They could have bought him out, right?
If that's what he wanted.
If that's what they wanted.
But they really don't have. They don't really have no control. Like, he's locked in. He's never been the type to ask for a trade. You know how important he is to your ball club on and off the basketball court. The organization, to me, was kind of stuck. Getting Luka is a blessing in disguise if you're looking to move on. But my whole thing is just that, bro, you don't really honestly have nothing to go off of other than expectation. Luka hasn't respectfully done anything, I think, to warrant the keys immediately being taken over like that. And LeBron is still performing.
Yeah, 7. We know that, but 7, come on, he's 40 now. We don't have 10 more years of Bron at a high level. We don't.
Him being 40 years old means nothing to me when he ended up in 6th place of the MVP last year. LeBron James, 40-year-old, is not the average 40-year-old. So that's where I'm at with it. This is a freak of nature. So even though he's 40, he's out there every night, averaging 25, 7, and 8. He's playing like a 30-year-old. Does LeBron look like a 40-year-old basketball player to you?
He don't look like the average 40-year-old player, definitely.
You've never seen a 40-year. You can. Come on, bro. We've had Vince Carter. We've had guys damn near push that limit, that age limit in the NBA before. Have any of them looked the way LeBron looked last season? Ever?
LeBron looks good at this age and stage, but a lot of people sneeze at Jordan's 40-year-old. He wasn't a bad player at that age. LeBron might be in a little bit better shape, but Jordan was actually pretty good in those Wizard years, and people to give discount on him like he wasn't a good player.
Who do you think the locker room listens to more, Luka or LeBron? And I'm just talking right now. This conversation is about right now, in the moment. We're in the off season.
Right now, this season, they're gonna listen to Luka. They're gonna listen to Luka this year
over LeBron.
Yeah, and in the background, it's been a war between agencies. Clutch versus what's Luka's agency?
I don't know, but you're being very disrespectful right now.
I'm telling you,
to the highest extent. I cannot believe you just said with a straight face that the locker room will be listening to Luka.
What the?
People's in now. They gonna listen to him.
BA, do you agree or disagree with this notion? I can just imagine what BA is talking. He says LeBron shouldn't be upset. They set him up to be sick. They set LeBron up to be successful? Brother, it's the other way around. I keep telling you your Lakers was irrelevant before LeBron came. Let's not play this game. He says LeBron has played with multiple and current Hall of Famers since he's been in the purple and gold. What does that mean? None of those Hall of Famers has ever been better than LeBron. LeBron James have always been the best player on the basketball court. Don't tell me about the help that LeBron has gotten when LeBron has always been the best. Everybody has help. What about all the Hall of Famers Kobe played with? LeBron never played with a Shaq, never had a coach like a Phil Jackson. He never had a Robin like a Scottie Pippen. What are you saying? Talk to me, BA.
Where you at, BA? But nah, man. Think about all the moves they made this year. I think a lot of those players that they got were under the same agency as Luka's been represented by. So he's putting his players in. A lot of the clutch sport people are getting took out. So naturally, people are going to take Luka's side. Plus, they know with his age and stage he's in, he's the future. So they're going to listen to Luka. Besides Bronny. Bronny going to follow their dad.
I mean, theoretically, Luka is the future. And he is that next wave. And you definitely want to embrace whatever opinion and insight he is bringing to the table. But right now, that still does not supersede what LeBron is saying and doing in that locker room. I feel like now you just have to appease to two guys, one more than the other. But for you to say that Luka has taken over the locker room, bro, it just I'm having chest pains at this right now.
If he haven't fully took it over, he's totally taken a big portion of it, a big chunk of it this year. It's going to be a lot more percentage on his side than it was the previous year, especially with him coming in when he came in. It was a little bit, later in the season, but new off-season training camp, full season, and all the moves they made. They gave him his contract. They had the meeting without Bron, remember? That luncheon or whatever that was. Who was it? Jeannie and Rob and a few other people. So they're setting things up. It doesn't mean that Bron can't be a part of anything, but they're making it clear that this is Luka's time. And now when it comes to playoff time and crunch time, LeBron has all this experience. Players, when his voice needs to be heard, obviously is going to be heard. But as far as what they talk, when you're talking about the future of being on the team, players are going to probably lean towards Luka.
So let's talk about crunch time. Let's get to the basketball court. When the game's on the line in the fourth quarter, knowing what we seen from Luka last year, knowing what we seen from James last year, whose hands do you want the ball in? Luka or LeBron? And why?
At this point, again, Luka. He got to be the one that's going to take over the team. It's not going to be LeBron's forever. You got to put it in Luka's hands. It doesn't mean that he's not going to be like Bron, because he got some of that game where he's going to make the right play. But you want the ball in Luka's hands, not Bron's at this point.
This is unbelievable, bro. I mean, you know what? And I swore you said at the beginning of this podcast that you were also a fan of James. I just don't see it at all. I don't hear no support.
I'm not saying he can't do anything, but I'm just saying
that's exactly what you're saying, B. I mean, explain to me what Luka brings at the end of the game that LeBron doesn't bring. What can Luka do that LeBron can't do when it matters the most?
Well, he can shoot better than Bron, definitely. And he can shoot free throws better.
What is and I don't want to be disrespectful to Luka, but I can't let you get away with that. What has shooting better than LeBron gotten Luka for the last 6 to 8 seasons? What has that gotten him?
Well, he's only been in this long, and he's on what? He got to the finals once.
But I'm just saying he shoots better than LeBron. What has that gotten him? That it really means nothing when the overall body of work Do you think his overall game is better than LeBron's?
Right now, not defensively. That's the only thing. Offensively, he's right up there and better because how much he averaged last year?
Luka averaged, I think, 28, 29 last year.
And he was out of shape. Now imagine what he's gonna do this year.
Offensively, I believe they're both 4 or 5 level scores. No doubt about that. So defensively, it ain't like LeBron is locking people down.
No, he's not, but he still moves his feet a little bit better than Luka does.
Decision making, clutch. I mean, Luka still get immature. You don't forget that Luka like to cry. I don't want to carry him like that, but all them little things matter, bro. You don't get that really from LeBron, like to that magnitude, that consistency. We do see James pouting and being a diva at times, but not to that effect. Y'all are tripping to say this is Luka's team now. Y'all are tripping, but it's cool. It's cool.
Hey, if it was 50-50, it's now like 70-30 Luka.
Now it's 70-30 Luka.
70-30 Luka.
Wow. Unbelievable. If you was to walk into Lakers merchandise shop right now, Hank, whose jersey are you buying? Luka's or LeBron?
More than likely bronze. I ain't gonna lie on that one.
Bronze. Whose jersey should be at the front of the shop? Luka's or LeBron?
They probably both gonna be there, to be honest with you.
BA said Luka for president. I mean, I really hope this thing work out, bro. I have been really impressed with Luka Dončić. I'm not gonna lie, not just on the basketball court, what he's done for the LA community off the basketball court since he's been here with all the donating and charity and all that. Like, he's been super impressive. But again, it's just like people hate LeBron so bad, they're willing to roll out the red carpet for an unproven star just to get rid of a proven.
You making it seem like he don't have any kind of credibility, though. He does have credibility. Of course, Bron got more accolades.
Who we talking about?
Luka. You act like he ain't been to the conference championship multiple times.
Am I acting or am I being real? Does Luka have any hardware?
No, but he has things he's done.
Did you say no?
Been successful in his career.
I didn't say he wasn't successful. Does Luka have any hardware?
Was he rookie of the year? So technically, yeah.
What was he? He co-rookie of the year?
Was he rookie of the year? Did he get All-Star MVP? I think he did. So he technically got hardware.
Okay, cool. But y'all don't want to see. It's amazing when I bring up the initial inaugural cup from the NBA tournament, in-season tournament. Y'all don't want to give the Lakers and LeBron credit for getting that.
Yeah,
half of y'all don't want to give LeBron and the Lakers credit for the 2020 title, but we want to consider rookie. That's cool because that can be considered hardware as well. My whole thing is LeBron.
But you got to build up. Think about it. When LeBron, those first stint in Cleveland is pretty much the stage that Luka's in right now, right? What did he have but a finals appearance? He had the rookie of the year. What else? All-Star MVP, maybe at that point.
He won the scoring title. He has no MVP. LeBron, yes, it took LeBron some time to win a championship, but it only took LeBron 4 years to go to the finals. Number one, BA. Let's get that out the way. And number two, LeBron has MVPs before he won. He had 2 or 3 league MVPs before he won his first championship. Luka is going into, I believe, his 8th year and has not won a championship nor a regular season MVP. Now is the time for Luka to start putting some of these individual accolades on his resume.
Well, this might be the year for him to push for MVP because you see what he did over there, and then he was a Eurobasket, had a heck of a game.
Yeah. He went crazy. He went crazy. But
he looked like Luka from when they played him when he was 17. The USA played him. He about the same size and when he first came in the league. If he can keep it like that way, I think he's gonna be a monster this year.
Luka got a chip on his shoulder.
It's between him and Anthony Edwards to really try to make that push to get in that MVP race. Of course, SGA is going to be up there again, and Jokic.
Do you see a conflict of interest with Luka reportedly recruiting players, but LeBron having the coach's eye? What's your thoughts about, Luka having that influence with recruiting players, but ultimately LeBron has the influence with the coach? Will that be a problem?
Well, LeBron had, a lot more control for a while. And I think a little bit is being, like I said, little by little, they starting to chip away from. And I think that's part of the reason he's been a little upset from what we can see in the media. But again, they're gearing towards trying to build a roster that can win with Luka in the future. And can that include LeBron? Yeah, but it's going to come with, again, a lot of stuff behind the scenes, I'm sure, is a problem with why things are the way they are. But if they can find a way to partner together, he'll still be a Laker. He'll retire a Laker. And I do think he'll get another championship with them, but it's going to be built with Luka in mind first.
Hiring a head coach is bigger than recruiting players, don't you think?
Yeah, but you got what's his name? He should still be there for a while. What's his name? The new Pat Riley.
Rob Pelinka?
No, head coach. You talking about
JJ Redick?
JJ Redick, yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. LeBron brought him in, and that's his guy. So I don't see how recruiting players more unproved. I mean, I don't want to be disrespectful to Ayton and them, but recruiting players, I don't see how that trumps you bringing in their coach.
But you got to remember, even though LeBron brought JJ in, that's a Luka guy too. You forgot JJ and him played together, I believe.
I don't believe JJ is going to survive being the head coach of Luka. I
don't believe.
You think so? I don't know if Luka going to win him there.
Friends. They're friends. Remember, he did JJ's podcast before he got hired a couple times. They're cool. They're real cool.
Yeah, but I don't know if he wants to be. I don't know if he wants to continue to be coached by him. I mean, this is Luka's legacy we're talking about, and it's Los Angeles. If they don't win, or if he bucking at some of Luka's requests, this shit might get nasty, especially when LeBron gone. What if JJ get a start sticking his chest out?
Yeah, it's all about managing the egos, because look, what they had 50 wins last year, right? Yeah. All that come off of talent. It ain't just off coaching. Obviously they got some part in it, but you don't got Luka, you don't got Bron, you ain't getting 50 wins. Period.
So passing the torch, you think the time is now for LeBron to just go ahead and pass the torch, or is it too soon in your opinion?
I think it's time, because again, it's the age. It's not that he can't play. It's not that he's not good. It's just, how long is it going to be sustainable? I don't see this being sustainable till you're 50, and I don't even think he's going to play that to that age. So you got to pass it to a reliable source, which we thought would have been Anthony Davis, and it never was. It never got to that point. You got Luka. He has a great shot, and he's younger. Yes, you got to pass it and put it in his hands. And again, it's not going to take away from Bron's legacy. He won another chip.
It is taken away from his legacy. Why are you saying you got to pass it? LeBron's reliable. Why do you have to pass it off to somebody else? LeBron right now is reliable. I mean,
he can be in the starting lineup, but we all know it ain't the same LeBron's being 7. We've been talking about this forever. It's not the same Bron.
It's a greater LeBron. We're gonna continue to have this conversation until y'all come on my side of the fence with this, bro.
You and I both know Luka don't even have to be on that team in prime LeBron's years. You can give him all the rest of that cast, and that team will win 50 games off LeBron's back.
I will say this: if you wait until a legend declines, you really are wasting years of new leadership taking over.
Yeah.
You have to make a tough decision to turn that corner, even if you're in the moment of that legend being active. But usually the legend is the aura is based off of what he's done, his greatness overall. That's why he's getting the benefit of the doubt. I'm telling you, James is bumping with these young boys, these YNs right now. There's no decline in James's game. I mean, there may be a decline in his game as far as his athleticism and stuff like that. And I know people want to say that he doesn't have impact on winning and all this other ridiculousness. The Lakers are not going to win anything without James. If LeBron was out the equation right now, could the Lakers still be competitive this season?
Yes, they got Luka. You know
Hold up.
We'll still be competitive.
Hold up.
They're not going to just fold. You know they're not going to just fold. They got Luka.
What you mean? I know they not just going to fold.
What the?
Bro, who's the third best player on this Lakers team?
At this point, you'd have to put maybe Austin
Reeves, a guy who gets picked on night in and night out on the defensive side of the basketball court. And right now, he's in a contract dilemma. Is Austin Reeves worth $30 million a year to you?
I was thinking about that. I don't know how to feel about that because everything done went up in price scale. Seriously,
it ain't go up.
I don't know how to feel about that because it's like he probably does deserve it if he's the third best player because the market has changed. Like we thinking about it from old money, the money that's changed. Even in personal lives, the gas done changed, our food prices done changed, everything done went up, and so has the market in basketball players. So. And in some ways you think like, oh, that's too much money for him, but it might be his market value.
Forget market value. We're talking about winning. I can find two-way players, a couple two-way players that could fit better as role players that help Luka long-term than paying Austin Reeves $30 million for 3 or 4 years. I could use that money in a better situation. Austin ain't that great to me.
Offensively, he's a heck of a player. Obviously, defensively, he gets picked on, but so does Luka. But
so you're gonna pay somebody $30 million a year for that? And what happened last year in the
other
playoffs?
Comparables around the league, I just can't think of it. They're paying these players to keep them.
I agree that the market value probably is in that range, but again, he's not. He's still replaceable to me. Him deserving the money, I just feel like we could put better use. If we're trying to win, we could put better use to $30 million a year. If we're looking to reward a guy that we feel like has done good by us, then go ahead and pay him. But I ain't on that type of shit. I'm trying to win another title before James go.
7, I believe I read a report somewhere he ready to test the market too, because I think him and his agent believe he can get more than that.
Well, we had a conversation, I and BA, I believe, about Luka possibly being good enough to be a second or maybe even a first option somewhere in the NBA. What's your thoughts on that today? If he was to be removed and moved to another organization, how good do you think Austin Reeves could be?
But obviously, it's all about the situation that he's put in. Terrible situation. I don't think it's going to work out, but if you put him on a good team, with some good players in the mix, I think that he can shine if they put him in the role of the second option or so. Maybe not the first option, but second option. I think he can shine. When they need a scorer in that role, I think he can shine somewhere. They already got a team where they got defensive players already over there. I think he can shine somewhere else. But if you're on like a Washington Wizards, I think he's gonna look really bad.
Hank, who gives the Lakers the better chance at another championship right now? LeBron or Luka? Leading the way. I believe you already answered this, but I'm just taking notes, and I just want to know who gives us the better chance this season leading to win a championship.
It's Luka, man. It's Luka. It's Luka.
Wow.
It's Luka. You gotta have Luka on the squad.
No, you have to have James on the squad, bro. James have won 4 titles. James have went to how many finals? 11,
And
12, 10?
we get upset about this seven, but I really do believe that besides his contract situation and the power situation behind the scenes, I don't think LeBron is upset playing alongside Luka. I think he knows it's going to help him a whole heck of a lot.
Yes, it'll help him just like AD was supposed to, but the help doesn't come with disrespecting what's in front of you and what the reality is. If you want to sit up there and taint the legacy and try to paint it as some assistance or some help, LeBron don't need that type of help, bro. LeBron James have been the leader in every title run. The blueprint is proven. How do you go away from that? For Luka being the leader, and they proved it. And mind you, you talk about LeBron didn't have a Kyrie like Luka did when LeBron first went to the finals. When he played San Antonio,
He didn't win. Seven. He didn't win.
He didn't come close to winning.
No.
But Luka had more help than even LeBron had in their first finals appearance. Even a championship winning head coach in Jason Kidd, who just won a title with the Lakers. So Luka had a little bit more of a help in his first appearance than even LeBron did.
And again, but at the same token, both of them went against a team that was way more seasoned and ready than they were. That Boston team was ready to win. Same thing with San Antonio. Once LeBron got to the finals, I knew right away, like, he's not going to beat them.
Because it was 4 Hall of Famers he's facing.
Yeah, Parker Ginobili and Duncan, and was it Bruce Bowen was on that team as well?
Yep.
And then on this team, you got, with Luka faced against Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, with White, Horford, all them guys, been playing together for a while, and they was ready to win. I didn't see them beating them, even though they had a good squad. But they, if you think about it, they kind of just came together during that trade deadline.
It looks like LeBron, Hank, is going to be still doing this for maybe another year or two, right? Mm-hmm. If the Lakers win another title in the next 2 years, whose legacy gets boosted the most off of it? Would it be LeBron or Luka?
Both of them get legacy pushes, obviously. For LeBron, his legacy is already set. I mean, but having that extra chip does quiet the haters more. Of course, they're going to still snap back at him. You know how that goes. They're still going to talk about the ring and all that stuff, but he got 5 at this point. He'll have 5 like
in 2 eras. Let's be clear on that too. He would have won multiple championship in 2 eras of basketball, basically.
We're talking about
LeBron,
Heat, Cavs, Lakers.
In the 2020s, the 2010s, he would have won multiple.
Yeah, and again, he gives them 5. So you up there looking at Duncan and Kobe. So, and then of course Jordan's got the 6th one. So
I will let it go.
You know that you were 7. You already know how that conversation gonna go. They're gonna push back on that, but at least you can have like, hey, he got that 5th one.
Got the 5, right?
He got that 5th one, and there's no telling how the finals will turn out. Maybe he could try to sneak his way into getting another Finals MVP. He had that on his resume as well. Would be 5 out of 5.
Yep.
So that would help him even more if he did that. But even just winning helps him. And of course, Luka, he gets it off his back. It'll be like Bron in Miami about damn time, right?
Right.
It'll be the same thing for Luka.
And it'll also provide validity in everything that the organization has done to help push Luka to being that leader. It will make everybody seem like the smartest in the room. So from a bigger picture, I think Luka's legacy would be impacted. Because like you said, LeBron is solidified. If you think he's number 1, 2, or 3 now, that's not going to change.
It's not going to change. That's the main reason I've been saying, like, it's Luka's time. Like, LeBron's already got It's just, of course, he helps having more accolades, more talking points, but he already in that room. He already in the conversation. It ain't much he can do besides win 4 in a row or something, and I don't think that's gonna happen right now.
I don't agree with you that it's Luka's time. I disagree with you with what we're doing in Luka's time. Why can't it be Luka's time to win a title now with him being Robin? I'm not ready to switch these roles and make LeBron Robin.
Why can't it just be Batman and Superman? Why can't it be the Justice League? You know what I mean?
I don't. I like that.
It don't have to be Batman and Robin.
Can you win an NBA title in today's game with 2 guys? I don't think so.
Well,
if you got Luka, knowing what, we have covered the Lakers. We a small platform, but we've covered the Lakers for a couple years together, bro. We've watched them, even with LeBron and AD, the role players, just sit there and watch the shit like it's a movie. They just watching. So you got LeBron and Luka playing at these heroic Justice League levels, bro. I don't know if I got the rest of the teammates sitting there watching like us. I ain't got nobody helping them out.
Yeah, but I mean, like, how do I say it? You can have Batman and Superman, but they know when to scale off. They him no matter what. I'm
True.
Batman no matter what. You Superman no matter what.
But
I know I need to step away
though,
for
right?
Batman to do his thing. Go ahead, and he can still know how to utilize his other teammates, Robins and whoever else that's on that, his squad, his team, to win and bring home a championship. But yeah, I think they both can be the lead figures. Is just, of course, you just have to know when to scale off. But in the end of the day, I do think he's going to lean on Luka more because, again, he is younger and you do want to build towards the future.
Do you think this is a system-driven league, or is this a star-driven league? As far as opportunity to win a championship, is it done by the stars, or is it done now by the system because of the way the game has changed?
They're pushing
towards OKC didn't have a whole bunch of stars, but
they're pushing towards more system. Absolutely. More system now. They're trying to get rid of you can see that by the moves that I'm about to say David Stern. What's his name? Adam Silver made with putting in that tax, those luxury taxes, extra luxury taxes. That's to prevent teams from loading up and from just getting a whole bunch of stars. If they're gonna put stars on the team, them stars gonna have to take discounts, or the owner is gonna have to go into a negative bonus and paying out extra money to keep the team together. So you're not gonna get Clay, Dre, Steph, and Clay on the same team at one time. You're not gonna get Bron, Bosh, and Wade, and whoever else on the same team at the same time. Otherwise, they're going to pay for it. And so now it's going to be about maybe 1 or 2 stars, and the rest of it is going to be very good players. So it's going to be more system built, more built around a team, which is honestly how basketball is anyway. And that's the reason why, honestly, Seven, that's why I really like Bron in the first place. I always felt like he's a guy, if you play with him, as long as you did your job, it's what you're going to need to be a scorer. But, or you know what I'm saying? If you did your job, he going to pass you the ball. All you got to do is deliver.
Yeah.
Other teammates, they just going to score on their own and take the glory. But LeBron going to score and he going to get you the rock. So, but yeah, definitely more guys, teams having that 1 to 2 stars, and the rest of them are very good players. And it's going to be more system and team based.
Last thing, do you like the roster right now? When you look at what the Lakers have as far as the team, do you feel like they are a competitive ball club in your eyes?
You got the whole list up too?
Let me see if I can pull up the Current roster for 2025. So here we are with the starting five. Luka, Austin Reeves, LeBron, Rui, and DeAndre Ayton are the projected starters with Gabe, Marcus Smart, Bronny, Dalton Connect, Maxi Kleber, Aldo Thero, Jake Lavaria, Vando, and Jackson Hayes.
So healthy Kleber, healthy Vanderbilt, Marcus Smart healthy and back engaged. We seen Gabe Vincent turn it around last year. Looked pretty good. Looked better, didn't he?
Yep.
DeAndre Ayton definitely need the motivation to come out and play like finals DeAndre Ayton, or that year they won 60+ games. Rui's Rui. Solid player. And of course, what's his name? AR, any contract year, right?
Austin Reeves.
Oh yeah, contract year. So he's got an incentive to play well, better. And LeBron, even though he's going through the troubles and struggles, he wants championship number 5. Obviously, however it comes. He get hurt in the second round and they still win. He want that 5th ring. I bet you. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, they got a solid squad. They're going to be competitive. I still think they can get to that 50 win mark with the roster that they have. Healthy. So far, Luka's looking good. We've seen them, but those guys we talked about, man, Vanderbilt has been hurt a lot. Kleber was hurt last year. We know he can play. He's a high-level player.
He looked sharp though. He looked in shape. I seen him today. He looked like it looks like he's physically trying to be just as committed as Luka. I saw that earlier today by Maxi Kleber. Yep.
Okay, yeah. So you another big guy that can score. So and then Bronny, hopefully he's going to be in there too in that mix.
For sure.
I'm rooting for Bronny more than I root for LBJ. Want to see him make it, but hopefully he takes that next leap. I know he said he still got some lingering health issues. He mentioned that. But he could turn the corner for him. But honestly, those other guys, Marcus Smart, he was. I watched a few of those Wizards games last year. He was a little bit more. He definitely more locked in, looking like he's back in game shape. He's going to bring some intensity into that ball club, and he comes back to that Boston Marcus Smart.
It's going down. It's going down. And I believe he's going to be a good influence on Bronny James, because I said if Bronny's going to have a career in the NBA, it's going to be on defense. Like I feel like he's going to be able to identify with Bronny and help him out tremendously, maybe even more than his father did.
Yeah, you got to look at your comparables. Like even when we talk about Kobe, that's what he did. He wanted to play like Magic. To me, Bron plays more like Magic. But Kobe wanted to play like Magic. He's like, hey, I'm not going to get that height. So he started studying Mike.
Do what you do. Play like Mike. Yep. Hank, this was fun, bro. I appreciate another excellent joint in the making. Let the people know where to follow you at on Sports Game Vision, where the best keeping communication with you, bro.
Oh, definitely. Obviously on all the platforms, I think you can see the tagline on Seven's channel right here about the Lakers Land. Shout out Lakers Land. All that, obviously, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. Those are the main ones I normally use. But I'm on everything you can see there as well. So you just come through, posting consistently, especially with this season about to ramp back up. Yep, and of course, me and Seven over here, we some wrestling fans, so got to check us out on the platform, Sports Game Vision, and other platform. Name it again, Seven.
What I got? The Heel Turn Report.
Heel Turn Report. Yep. So check us out there. We of course with football, man. They put the preseason for college football up, and then we had the preseason for NFL this past weekend. It's going to be a busy. It's a fun time.
Be a content creator. Yep. And we're going to be bringing it to y'all. Appreciate you guys joining us for another edition of the Lakers Land podcast. Myself and Hank will be back at you guys real soon. Let us know in the comment section, though, what y'all think about Luka or LeBron. Who team does the Lakers belong to right now? And which one of these guys are you putting as the leader today en route to title 18? I am Seven Mitchell. This is Lakers Land. Make sure you guys check us out on all listening platforms. Y'all stay safe, and we'll catch you on the next one. Peace. What's up, guys, and thanks for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, please hit that like button for us so we can get this content in the algorithm. And also, please be sure to subscribe to the Lakers Land YouTube channel if you're new. And you can also purchase a channel membership for exclusive Lakers Land content. Also, join our Lakers Land watch party room on Playback TV for free VIP access to all of our Laker games and our live weekly podcast. That's playback.tv/LakersLand Show. We also have merchandise available in our YouTube channel store, so grab some Lakers Likes merch today. Peace.